Hey everybody, we are going live. Thank you all for joining us. Going live on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We want to make sure we give everybody a chance to get on. We're going to let everyone get on here. Thank you so much for joining us on today. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Give everybody a couple more seconds to get on here. We want everybody to join us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter today. Thank you. We'll give everybody a minute to get on. Hope everyone is enjoying their day. And if you can't see in the background, there's no place like home, because that's where everyone should be. There's no place like home. We all need to be at home right now. That's the blessed place for us all. All right, we're going to give everybody another second to join us, and then we will get started. I hope everyone's having a good and productive Monday. Look, I'm struggling, brother. Struggling. I do not have access to a barber like everybody else. I am struggling. I wish I did. I wish I knew how to shake myself up. So we are going to get started in just 30 seconds, everybody. 30 seconds, and then we are going to get started. Thank you all for joining us today again. All right. Thank you everybody for joining us on today's live. This is live update with Council President Brandon Scott for March the 30th, 2020. Thank you all for joining us today. This live is coming live from my home, because that's where everybody should be. Everybody should be at home at this point. So let me just get straight to the point here. Effective tonight, we tried to warn you. I tried to warn everybody about staying home and why it was important for us to do that. But now everybody in Maryland, everybody in the state of Maryland is going to be at home effective 8 p.m. tonight. The governor has ordered a stay at home order, a shelter in place order, if you will. That means that everybody in Maryland, including Baltimore City, all Marylanders are required to stay at home unless they are conducting essential activities. That means going to the grocery store, obtaining medical care, going to the pharmacy, taking your pet out for a walk or to the veterinarian, essential employees traveling to and from work, traveling to and from an educational institution for instruction materials for distance learning, which we know we all have to do now, going to a meal distribution site, exercising, caring for a family member or friend. So other than that, you shouldn't be outside, and you should limit that as much as possible. We have to understand that if we do not adhere to this advice, and again, as I've said time and time again, the advice of the public health professionals, we will, here in Baltimore and across our state, be looking like New York and some other places in the country. We do not want to get to that point. This is life or death, and that's why you have to treat it like it's life or death. You cannot treat this as a joke. People have to understand that these are drastic measures, but they are measures that are absolutely warranted at this point, because we have to understand how we can stop the spread of COVID-19 in our city and across our state. As of today, there were 152 cases of COVID-19 in Baltimore City. We know our state confirmed its fifth death to coronavirus yesterday, and we had 2 people die in Baltimore City, as we talked about on our live over the weekend. So understand that this is a serious thing once and again, and we have to talk about consistently what we're going to do. So don't go outside unless you're doing the things that we mentioned before already. Again, practice that physical distancing, that social distancing, even when you are outside, right? We want everyone to do that. We want everybody to understand if you're going out with your family for a walk, still stay only close together with the folks in your family. Don't get close to other people. Make sure that you're spreading yourselves out. When you're in the grocery store, doing the same thing, making sure you're protecting yourself with wipes or gloves and things like that. Making sure that no matter what you do, you are practicing social and physical distancing, as we like to call it, at all costs. Because again, anybody can contract COVID-19. Remember that this is not just something that seniors that can contract or people with pre-existing conditions. Anybody can contract COVID-19. So that means that everyone has to act like you can contract it and that you don't know. Because again, you may never get sick. Being someone that's of good health, you might not get sick. But again, you may cause someone you love to get sick, someone you care deeply to get sick, and you could cost them their life, or even a stranger's life, or someone that you do not know, right? We have to practice at all costs. That, of course, also means washing your hand, washing door handles and things, surface that are consistently touched over and over again. People laugh at me. I'm Lysoling down and wiping off my door handles, my stove handles, everything consistently, because we have to take this very, 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 very seriously. So remember that. Again, they're also, just to get the myths out, they are no medicines that are confirmed to work with COVID-19 as well. And personal protective equipment is one of the most ways that we can ensure that people be safe. Again, we know schools are closed, and we know that they are providing schools meals during the day. 18 school sites across the city. You can find that information in addition to the rec and parks food information that we continuously provide, where you can get meals on our COVID asset map, so that you can just click and see the hours of operation and what people are doing there. Very simple. It's bit.ly/be more COVID map. bit.ly/be more COVID map. So you can find that information there consistently. And we are providing that consistently so that we can keep you guys in the loop. Hand washing guidelines. So we talked about hand washing a lot. I'm going to bring that up again. Wet your hands with clean running water, warm or cold. Turn off the tap. Apply soap. Lather your hands by rubbing them together with soap. Lather the backs of your hands, between your fingers, under your nails. Scrub for at least 20 seconds. If you need a timer, tune your favorite song and go through the first verse, right? Rinse your hands well under running water, and then dry your hands with a clean towel or air dry them. We want everybody to stay safe throughout this process. So thank you. Thank you, everyone. We're going to continue to share information, and now we will turn to questions. So someone said, would I consider streaming Sunday church services essential? So we know a lot of our wonderful religious leaders across the city have started to stream their services when they're in there and they're not violating social or physical distancing. It's just the pastor and the folks required there to do it. Then I think that is absolutely fine for them to do that kind of work. But what we are then still concerned about, it is not something that we should have tons and tons of people joining, and that's why it's great that we can have this digital worshiping at the same time. Let's see, what other questions do we have coming in here? Somebody else had a question. So we don't know yet if school is going to go back. All of this stuff is going to be based off the public health advice. Hi, Miss Cookie. I just noticed that was you. Based off public health advice, we'll see. But I think that everyone at this standpoint should just prepare that we're going to continue to be in this digital quarantine kind of environment for the foreseeable future, because we have to look at how COVID is spreading and where the public health professionals are pushing us. Let's see, other question. So someone says, if central stores are open, the exchange of money, etc., what's the rationale of no outside activity? Again, we want people to limit that, right? Because people have to be able to eat, right? They have to have their medicine, right? We have to have people doing those kind of things. But outside of that, outside of basic needs, when people have to go outside, there's no reason to go outside, because the less people that are outside interacting with other people, less people that are going to help this disease, this virus spread. That's what the rationale is. This is how you can break the curve, by people doing the right thing and staying their butts at home. People that we have been something that we've been pleading with people to do for a long time now, and now they're going to be forced into doing it. Let's see. We had some other questions here. Good questions. All right. Again, I'm going to read again the stuff that you can do that are okay. Go through the stuff again that are okay to do under the order. Grocery shopping, obtaining medical care clearly is okay. Going to the pharmacy, taking your pet to the veterinarian, or going outside. Essential employees traveling to and from work, traveling to and from educational institutions for instruction materials and distance learning, going to a meal distribution site, exercising, and caring for a family member or friend. And you should do all of that while practicing social distancing. Don't think that it's okay to do that and then go, I'm just going to go with a group of people. No, we have to understand how we can do those things and do them the right way. Let's see. Someone said, "What are we going to do about corner stores staying open and people loitering?" So remember, the corner stores essentially are essential, right? They in areas of the city where there isn't wide access to supermarkets and things like that. Those places are essentially the grocery store. However, what the police department can, and what they're supposed to be doing now, is enforcing social distancing and trying to push people into doing that. So when you see that kind of thing happening, that is a call into the police department. Call it into 311, let them go out. And if you see businesses that are open that are not supposed to be open, then you go out and you push that information to them, and they will all go out and enforce it the way that it's supposed to be enforced. Great question. Let's see. National Guard. Again, the National Guard is in Baltimore City at the behest of the mayor. They are here to help to distribute food and to help build up with our hospitals for hospital logistics, and helping with these testing facilities that they're trying to build up at the convention center and the Hilton Hotel downtown. That's it. They are here for humanitarian missions only, for no other reason right now. And we want them here to help with those things, because we're going to need a lot of help getting food to people and all of that information. And again, I want to bring this up too, because we keep hearing people, and I know the governor talked about it earlier, but I'm going to say it again. People talk about test it, test it, test it. Can I run and be tested? Only those who are sick with the severe symptoms, people that are on the front line, workers, those people who are consistently having the severe symptoms or have the pre-existing conditions, that's who we want to get tested. Not everyone needs to be tested with for COVID-19. If we continue to, again, if you have that, right, we cannot have our testing facilities, our hospitals and stuff overran by people who are not carrying out those severe symptoms. So unless you're doing that, don't try to go get tested. If you feel like you are don't have those symptoms, pick up the phone, call your primary care physician. They will guide you through what to do. If you feel like if you don't have that insurance or primary care physician, call 211 and they will help you walk you through that. All right. That's what we're going to do there. We're not going to overwhelm. So again, remember that there is a whole plan. So whoever asked about the homeless, please be sure to send us a direct message. We will follow up with you on in regards to what the plan is that the Office of Homeless Services has for the liquor stores are essential too, and there is no curfew. So there is no curfew. All right. And what we also will do again is we will put out tonight on our social media. Anyone wants the whole list directly, send it to us. We'll put out the list of all the essential businesses for everyone from the state's website for everyone to see so that you'll know what's essential and what's not essential. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Right. If you're at a place and you feel like someone is price gouging, make sure that you're calling that into 311. You also should send that information to my office. You can send it to us in direct message form, or you can send us an email, councilpresident@baltimorecity.gov, and also send it to us by calling us at 410-396-4804. Let us know exactly what they are, what those infractions are, and who the people are. All right, let's see. Any other questions that people have? Get them all in. DJ Reds, what's up, brother? So again, a curfew. There is no curfew as of right now, but there is a shelter in place order. So, but we want people to understand. I'm gonna say this very seriously. If you are violating the shelter in place and are not legally doing any of the things that we mentioned, you can be fined and you could face up to a year in prison. We want you to understand that, right? We have to understand that this is not a game. This is not a joke. Transportation stuff is essential. So the school package can be handled. The school package can be handled in different ways. You can actually just go to the school system's website to get those packages. They have them on there, and they also make them available in different ways too. We will follow up about if they are mailing some of the information out. We will be checking into that. But you can get it by simply going to the school system's website. We'll put that in there because we also have to understand too the way that sometimes our families move around in Baltimore. We want to make sure that we get the information directly to the young people and their families, and not have the information go to the wrong address or to someone who can't get it to those individuals. No, when you call, if someone is operating when it shouldn't be, you call that into 311, and that's how we're going to be investigating that. So the difference between a shelter in place and a curfew, this is the basic difference. When someone places a curfew, you cannot be out. For example, we know we have a curfew for young people, right? Where there is even in that, right? There are exceptions where they can be out. But in curfew place, if let's just say the governor said after 8 o'clock tonight, no one could be out, period. That's what we call a curfew. These things are where you are allowed to do these other things, and it's not a time frame. You could technically go to, if there's a 24-hour pharmacy in your neighborhood, you could go there at whatever time in the morning that you wanted to go. That's the difference. This is about putting in something that will help aid the advice of the public health professionals that will force people to spend more time at home, right? That's what we have to have people do. The police will be stopping just as they always do. We want folks, again, we only want people driving when they're supposed to be driving and doing things that they want, what they should be doing under this shelter in place and under the advice of the public health professionals. This is not a time to be joyriding all around the city. Stay your butts at home unless absolutely necessary, because people have to, again, take this seriously. People are dying. Right? Look at the stuff that's happening in New York. Look what happened in Italy and what happened in China. If we don't start to take this seriously, that's where we're going to be, right? And no one wants that. No one wants that for Baltimore. No one wants that for anyone. We need people to start taking this stuff very, very seriously. So until we do that, we're going to be continuously seeing ourselves in this situation where people are going to be forced into social distancing and through this shelter in place order. So there's someone asked about how they can get into public service. If you want to be in public service, the first thing you should do is get involved in your local community group, get involved in your local community organization, and if there isn't one in your neighborhood, to actually start one. So that's the first thing you can do. And you can send me a direct message and I can give you some more personal advice. So it says that someone asked, do things look like it'll be open in time for church? No, you will be worshiping from at home. And then I want to make this very clear too, because we know that Passover is coming up and Easter. Do not have a bunch of family members over. Look, it's going to hurt me. I love Easter dinner at my grandmother's house. It's just not going to happen this year, right? It's not going to happen. You cannot have 10, 15, 20 people, even if it's your family, at a house. Do not do it. If y'all want to have Easter dinner together, everyone cook their own meal, get on a chat, FaceTime, WhatsApp, Zoom, do a Facebook group for your family, and everybody go live into that group. I don't care what you do, but you have to do it digitally. There will not be in-person Passover. There will not be in-person Easter at this point. We have to break this curve. That's what we need to be focused on, and that's what we all need to be doing right now. It's very hard not interacting directly with our family and friends. We understand that, but we have to get through this, and the only way that we're going to get through it is if we take this seriously and stop treating it like a game. Does anybody else have any other questions? My favorite food is my grandmother's potato salad. No questions asked. All right. Well, if there are no more questions, everyone, I want to say thank you all for joining us. We want you to, again, continue to practice social distancing. We will continue to update you every day. You can see the stuff that's coming out on our social media page. Again, remember the numbers for Baltimore City. We are up to 152. Mr. Morgan, up to 152. So we're going to continue to push this information out on our social media websites, on all of them, every day, all day. We'll be pushing that information. If you missed our live telephone town hall, you can find it on facebook.com/councilpressbms. You'll be able to listen to the whole thing and hear what exactly Dr. Sharfstein says is the best advice for Baltimoreans across the city who called into that call. We are going to continue to talk to you guys every day. Our COVID map that you can, again, find all the assets in the city is going to continuously be updated. It's bit.ly/BeMoreCovid map, bit.ly/BeMoreCovid map. So thank you. And if someone that said they had a problem with squeegee kids, you should reach out to us directly, and also make sure, if you didn't, that you should have notified the police department. So thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Stay safe, and remember, there's no place like home, because that's where everyone should be. Thank you.